Hey. So you enjoy that rockin' good music, especially when it's cold outside like that. You get in here, you get that energy flowing through your veins. It's fantastic. What a great band this is. These guys are so, I just wish that they'd show up sober on Sunday. So is there anybody here from another Unity church? Hold your hand up if you are from another Unity church, because you've just won an automobile. Okay, anybody here for the first time? You have to hold your hand up high so our ushers can see you. We have a gift for you. All right. Well, is it finally cold enough for you? It's cold enough for me, I can tell you that. And but you're in the right place at the right time. Get warm inside that whole idea, and look forward to this talk coming your way.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity at Boulder, especially to our brave, burly congregants who showed up in-house today on this freezing day. But also it's fun to hang out with everyone online as well, so thank you for joining us. I've got a few announcements of upcoming events here at Unity at Boulder. First of all, I'd like to invite one of our friends of Unity at Boulder up. Come on up, Rigpa. Rigpa here. She's going to talk about her event, her 3-week event that starts next week at 1 p.m. and runs for 3 Sundays. But on every Friday, she also teaches an hour-and-a-half long Kundalini yoga class right here in Fellowship Hall, so definitely check that out. She will put you through your paces and you will go home tired.
Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Rigpa, and in addition to teaching Kundalini Yoga here, I'm offering a 3-week course entitled The Art of Emptiness, which is basically a course on meditation and different clearing practices that we can do, and the importance of those practices, the importance of that pause, whether it be glimpses throughout the day or a formal meditation practice, the pause between the thoughts and the identification with the thoughts, especially the identification with the belief systems that create those thoughts and how we can spin in those and create our reality from these illusions, essentially. And so instead of being caught in that, we have the opportunity to let grace move through us, through that clarity and through that space. So this is a workshop that will have the opportunity to learn many, many practices. No necessary background needed. And the last 2 classes, there's actually going to be an opportunity to do a clearing practice, ceremonial clearing practice, if you choose, with a dear friend of mine who studied in the Amazon. And it's a clearing practice to help you clear in that moment, but it actually is a catalyst to help you understand how you continue to keep the spin happening and through different areas of your life. So this is just an added opportunity if you're interested. So yeah, I hope you'll join us. You can register online, or you can go into the bookstore. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rigpa. Thank you very much. That starts next Sunday at 1 p.m. and that's $80. And you can, like she said, you can sign up in the bookstore or on our website. So do that soon. Today, following this service, we will have our Power of 8 circle group meet right down here in the front of the room. That will be led by Steve Sheets, but Syntysche will also be leading her group, her discussion group following this service as well in the back corner. So now I'd like to invite out our friend Steve Sheets as he is going to read today's daily word.
Good morning, everyone. It's always good to see you here. Thanks for being here, sharing your Sunday with us, those here in the at Unity and also those there online. So I'm here to share our daily word today. So our daily word is zeal. I bring my zeal and passion to life. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote in his 94th year, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that might to be done by me." His example shows me that regardless of my age or station in life, zeal is a divine gift, a part of me always mine to call upon. Through it, I feel enthusiastic and energetic about life. I express joy and excitement as I live, love, and share myself through service. I am purposeful, passionate, and positive. I live authentically and make a bold impression on the world. I share my talents and gifts with the spirit of generosity and service. I begin each day with eagerness and end it with gratitude, happy to share my zeal. Psalms 102, worship the Lord with gladness, come into his presence with singing. I feel like I should break out in a song right now, but I don't want to hurt you. So please, we're going to do the unity affirmation. So they're up on the overheads. If you could repeat them along with me. So, unity of Boulder is a radiating center of the Christ light within us, mighty to attract its good and to radiate good to others. So, thank you very much.
Good morning and welcome to Unity of Boulder. Nice to see you all here. All right, well, we're going to come into the presence of this room, and this is a moment in our service. It's a call to prayer. This is a chance for us to extend outward our high consciousness and healing abilities in mind, body, and spirit to family and friends or anyone we know who need a prayer at this time. You can write their name down on a piece of paper, and Margaret will be coming down. She's from our prayer team, and she'll be collecting them and then putting them in our prayer box that will be prayed over for 30 days. And then it'll be sent to Silent Unity for a continued 30 days. But we just see everyone that's facing any challenge right now as whole. Because the truth is that's what the whole spiritual journey is coming back to our wholeness, to our healed energy in mind, body, and spirit. So we see them as whole. We don't see the prayers aren't of brokenness, it's of affirming them coming back to the perfect balance that we are as children of God. But we like to sing this song and just leave the world outside these doors and allow for this time to be a time of reflection and growth and healing for ourselves. Join us. You are the air I breathe. You are the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. So it is. Let's invite the entertainment club up, and we're going to sing Waymaker. And Tyler, my son, will start it out.
Hello.
We'll have have you sing when you join us, but you can sit and just relax for a minute.
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. worship you.
Beautiful singing. While you're standing, let's say thank you, God, for this beautiful day. And turn to meet one another and let's have community. Let's get each other's names. Thank you. All right.
Now pat yourself on the back and say, thank you, God, for me. Thank you, God, for me. I'd like to welcome today's musical guests who, as you know, need no introduction. We have Heather and Jamie here, also collectively known as Ravenwolf. Take it away.
Thank you, Mike. If you've been thinking you're all that you've got, then don't feel alone anymore. 'Cause when we're together, then you've got a lot. 'Cause I am the river, and you are the shore. And it goes on and on, watching the river run, further and further from things that you've done, leaving them one by one. We have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning to run, river run. Winding and swirling and dancing along, we pass by the old willow tree, where lovers caress as we sing them our song, rejoicing together as we greet the sea. And it goes on and on, watching the river run, further and further from things that we've done, leaving them one by one. We have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning to run, river run. And it goes on and on, watching the river run, further and further from things that we've done, leaving them one by one. We have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning to run, river run. And we have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning to run, river run.
Thank you, Ravenwolf. Beautiful way to start. Thank you. So good. Well, good morning. Nice to see you all here today. My talk title today is Joy is Closer Than You Think. And I'm sure you can probably know why I would decide a topic like this right now, because we got to get positive and find a way to have a sense of okayness and wholeness in the midst of what we're witnessing in the world. And this week, the last 2 weeks, I've been studying for major tests that I'm taking starting tomorrow, and I had no content left in me. When I sat down to write a talk, I was like, I gotta get out of myself. I have to get into a state of peace and joy and happiness and trusting the process, that all this studying I've done, it's landed, it's taken hold, and I'm ready to go and do all of this testing. And so I went through Instagram and I was trying to find anything that was uplifting, and nature tends to be uplifting, or, you know, any type of spiritual teacher that might have had some words. But I came across this video on Instagram, and I have a little video of it because we can't play the audio because we have copyright reasons, so I'll read what the video was saying. And it just touched me. So I came across a story this week on Instagram about a 40-year-old horse that went blind and was about to be put down. That's when a goat became his guide for the next 16 years. The woman that rescued this really old horse talked about how we don't give enough credit to the relationships among animals. Because as soon as Charlie lost his eyesight, Jack, her old goat, who was 16, took up the job of being Charlie's eyes. The owner went on to say that one time they had some tornado weather and there was a microblast. Jack the goat came home screaming, and it was like, Timmy's in the well kind of thing. He's running to the gates, he's yelling, and so the owner went through the gate and Jack just took off. And what they had found was that the microblast had twisted a grove of trees in a circle, and her blind horse was in the middle of it, and there was no way for him to get him out. So Jack actually had come to get the owners to help his buddy, because Jack couldn't lead Charlie out of this predicament. After that day, the owner said, "I'm no longer worried about my blind horse." She said that the reason she knows that Jack knows that Charlie is blind is because when Charlie lost his eyesight in the one eye, Jack would lead him on his side. When Charlie lost his eyesight in his remaining eye, Jack started leading him from the front. There's a patch of grass that grows in the back of our property, and it's hard to get to. And for no apparent reason, Jack will take Charlie back and let him graze back there. When Charlie's done, Jack leads him back. When they're coming back, typically a goat would forage along the way. He doesn't do that. He stays on the trail. He lines himself up in front of this buddy, keeps Charlie within 10 or 15 feet of him, and brings him home slowly. Charlie can tell the difference between Jack's footsteps and the other horses or people. Charlie knows those footsteps like his own heartbeat. Jack gets nothing out of the relationship. Charlie can't protest him or provide for him, so what Jack has done is he is protecting his friend, period, end of story. There is no Charlie without Jack. All of the things that a normal sighted horse would have, he has based on a relationship with an old goat. The stigma with animals that they're just muscle and bone and all they care about is food. I mean, who would think that a goat would take up with a blind horse and spend years doing nothing but babysitting this animal just because he needed help? That is unconditional love. These guys have so much more to offer to each other than we give them credit for. So that was the story that pulled me out, and I thought, this is about us too, right? We so often don't realize that we can lean on each other when we're facing discord or issues in our life. So this is such a society that we have to be self-reliant and go about it and just forge ahead with whatever obstacles we're facing. And we forget that we need our divine brothers and sisters to walk us through those difficult challenges in life. So I thought about the laws, the law of creation, the law of attraction, the law of oneness, and I think this one's the law of divine oneness, right? The law of divine oneness is the truth that life is not lived in isolation, but in relationship. It is the understanding that we belong to one another in ways that are often unseen, and that wholeness is frequently made possible through connection rather than independence. Just as the blind horse could not navigate the world alone, and the goat instinctively became his eyes, human beings are woven together through bonds of care, awareness, and responsibility. At times we are ones being guided, and at other times we are the ones called to guide another. At other times we are the ones that are benefited by another. So in this law of divine oneness, no act of love is separate. No life stands alone, and no kindness is ever wasted. And I think that we've been really observing in Minneapolis the law of divine oneness, with people really standing up together and really wanting to speak a message of peace, to protect our brothers and sisters, regardless of their political sides or their races or their statuses of any kind. And it looks like it could be angry, but it's peaceful, and they're trying to be peaceful. And we're just watching a really interesting time right now where there is great tribulation in this world. And the Bible would speak to that. And when there is great tribulation in this world, we have to find a way to overcome it, right? And so we don't look to these marches, and we don't look to these things if we're going to lower our vibrational pull around it. It's asking us to go into a prayerful state of union and love, right? And heightening one's consciousness to be adversaries, to be sending this kind of heart and vibrational energy towards this heightening in consciousness for our leaders, for the people that are standing out there bravely in the face of this discord, and contributing to that instead of gossiping about how wrong it all is. Because then we're lowering our vibration and we're just only observing the brokenness, the tribulation, versus how do we become victors over this? Right? How do we become a part of the solution instead of getting really angry or getting really afraid or talking about how this is going to come here next? This is the other thing I hear, and it's like, wow, that's not an energy. We want it to be dissipated. We see it dissipating. We see this energy going away. We see divine law of oneness taking hold, that this higher vibration may have a voice and be the overcoming of. Like, at what point is it high enough of a tribulation for us to go, no, cancel, cancel, cancel. God is in this. There's good. There's always good possible. When we can see the wholeness in the hearts and minds of all people, even the ones that we're really frustrated with right now. That's a tall task, to not want to blame others. Right? But whenever we blame others, there's something else that has to be visited within us that we have to expand and grow and heal. Right? Because every one of us have made mistakes. We have to recognize that. So divine oneness reminds us that we are not meant to survive by self-sufficiency, but to thrive through shared presence. What touches one life quietly shapes another. When we honor this truth, empathy becomes natural. Compassion becomes instinctive, and love reveals itself as the very structure of life itself. So I have friends that are watching the television constantly with the news playing in the background. Who knows that person that it's like constant watching the news and playing it in the background, and when you call them you can actually hear it playing. And the fear that is drawing up within ourselves that our good is behind us. Right? You hear statements like, this has to be end times. My mom loves to say that one. I'm like, wow, that's really positive. And I'm being very sarcastic here, but she's joking. Like, she'll say it like in a, like, you know, she's just merely observing oh, it looks like end times. Not like she even believes in those things. She's just being silly because you're trying to like be like above this thing, right? So there is a point when we have to realize that at some point we have to take responsibility of what we're contributing into our families. Maybe we have to make it smaller. Or what are we bringing to our church centers? And are we taking care of the places that are a loving companion through these kind of experiences, right? Because there are really, really good, dedicated people that are volunteering at this church, but they're very, very few. Never have we seen such a low servitude in a congregation as we have right now, which is leaving a lot of pressure on the 3-person staff that we have that run this center, with all the live streaming and all the things that we give, with the full-blown bands we oversee, with special music, and we could use some more of that. Like, we want to contribute more to the places that want to bring peace to this world, to the places that want to mirror back to you that our good is still in the midst of us, just like Jesus taught us, that heaven is in the midst of you. And we are co-creators with God, and we create our experiences by thoughts held in mind. That's our third principle in unity. So what are our thoughts being held in mind? And one of the best ways, if you can't have positive or healthy thoughts in mind that are creating positive things, you know what the best way it is to get out of your mind? Do something for someone else. You know, people say, I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to serve. And you can't believe how much things that you're constantly pondering and you're trying to fix and restore and heal in your own personal life is because you're just sitting in yourself all the time. And just by the merely serving others, you can't think about what's wrong in your own life. And you'll watch that the universe takes hold of those things and starts to transform them and transmute them into something holy. When we take to task the fact that we are the divine contributors to bringing healing to this world. And I say this every week in different ways, but it formulates down to the same thing, right? So many people are counseling with me because they're so overwhelmed. That's the overarching issue. Overwhelmed, overstimulated, overworked, underpaid. Relationships are going sour because there's, too many dynamics with all the things that are going on. And I always say we need to meditate, we need to pray. But if you're doing both those things and you're still not finding this core foundation of truth in the midst of us, maybe it's time to go be around other like-minded people. And that's one of the beautiful things about serving in churches is you're working with other people on a divine spiritual path of unfoldment. And it feels so good. And it gives back to you tenfold of what you give. Right, so maybe we have to bring it into the more immediate, right? The more immediate. So I go on to the law of attraction. The law of attraction is not about getting more. It's about what we are celebrating. What we're bringing to mind's eye that's really good, right? And the more we can get to the mind's eye of what's really well and good, we attract more of that from that consciousness. And I was saying last week, we have to be a vessel. We have to be an empty vessel to be able to receive. So you give to let go of some of that congestion, and without looking upon the congestion, but giving to let go so that you can become a vessel. And that's what Rigpa's class is next Sunday, is the emptying process. Letting go of attachments, letting go of the whole idea that we are a certain something separate from this divine oneness and this divine avenue for spirit to move through us as us. We got to empty it. We can't keep adding on to it. And certainly we shouldn't be having the news all the time. We should definitely know what's going on. But if we can't stay peaceful and not have our hearts sitting up here palpitating because we're in anxiety and fear, we're no good to the consciousness of humanity then. We have to take in more time for quiet, walking in nature, right? So the law of attraction is not about getting more, it's about what we are celebrating. And we can use dogs, for example. Dogs don't wait for life to improve before they rejoice, right? And in doing so, they naturally draw more connection, more play, more love into their lives. Their joy is not dependent on circumstances, it's a way of being. Because they greet each moment with enthusiasm and openness, life meets them there. People respond to them, smiles appear, play begins, love flows. For us, the law of attraction works the same way. What we consistently give our attention to, what we greet with expectation, appreciation, our intention to, shapes what meets us next. Like they say, a joyful state of mind or a joyful disposition is an attracting quality of the law of attraction. So when you're walking through life in a burdened, unhappy, fearful energy, it's a repelling energy. It repels you from all the good that you want, right? So this joyful state of mind, what other word could you really say for dogs? Is this joyful state of mind, right? They're always looking for the next, it's like a birthday party every 5 minutes with us, not when they get older, but when they're younger, right? So when we choose presence over perfection, gratitude over complaint, and joy over waiting, we begin to attract experiences that mirror that inner state. Have you noticed that? Like when you're in such a good place, energetically, you've got the perfect relationship, your children are thriving, or your career's really taking off, and it just seems like everything you touch is growing, and it's abundant, and it's like, have you ever had that feeling like it's just going so well, and there's just this like, all of a sudden that voice starts to say, a shoe's gonna drop, right? It's like this is so much goodness, and there's been so much flow, we start to look for it to taper off, right? That's the human nature, right? Instead of, can we get to that place and then keep expanding, as long as we keep giving it away as we're getting all of this prosperity and it's coming back tenfold, as long as we're honorable about that giving and the receiving, because it's in giving that we receive, can we live in this expanded consciousness and enjoy every bit, every minute, every part of this life, like dogs? Like, I would love to come back to be my dog, right? I live for my dogs, and and I know most people that are sitting here with their dogs in the sanctuary right at the moment clearly live for your dogs, because you don't even want to leave for an hour for church, okay? That's me too. I'm like, oh my God, what are they gonna do with themselves while I'm gone for a full hour? They'll be devastated without me. Dogs remind us that life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. So when we celebrate what is, we create the conditions for more goodness to arrive. Who feels like they're celebrating their life right now? That's actually quite a few hands. That's wonderful. That really is good. Norma's celebrating her life. Love it. Okay. So for those of you that didn't put your hand up, what would shift if you allowed yourself to receive help without needing to earn it or explain it? Who has a hard time receiving people's support and love during difficult times? That's a pretty common one, right? I mean, and we always people are really almost naturally, especially people on the spiritual path, we're easier to give. We will give ourselves away. But gosh, if somebody wants to help us, that's a vulnerable place, right? So then you're restricting that giving and the receiving because we don't want to feel unsafe in vulnerability and allow others in that intimately. And so then you have to ask, are your friendships that are surrounding you in your life right now, are they intimately strong? And do you feel like you can share everything about yourself? Right? Because that's what life's about. Is to having community and people you can talk to and talk about what is going on and being supported by others in this love. Right? Some of those greatest moments, I had something happen in my group last week and it didn't go, somebody came in and it was just not a good experience in our group. That's why I want to have the group after. I want to talk to you all that were there for that fun moment. Just a little personality conflict, but I ended up getting in tears and leaving the group, but it wasn't because of what this person said to me. It was because of the support of the group speaking so highly of me broke me down. To feel that kind of support in this work, which I haven't always felt, I have to be honest. And to feel that was just like, we should all feel that way from the giving that we give, right? And I do give everything that I have to this place, and I realized other people feel that, and that meant a lot to me. Have you ever given a lot of yourself and not felt people appreciated what you give? Right. That's been kind of my experience, and it might be from my own insecurities, right? I might have been observing it incorrectly, and most likely, right? But to be able to have that experience, and now that's changed a vibration in me that's like, all that I'm giving, it's worth it. It's worth it because this giving and receiving is happening, and that's a powerful experience, right? So how might choosing appreciation and presence change the way life responds to you? How might choosing appreciation and presence change the way life responds to you? Yeah, so that's a lot of that appreciation. Thank you, God, right? When we do our meditation, when we do prayers, I always say, thank you, God. I have no complaints whatsoever. Because in the real big picture of things, I really don't. I might be overtaxed. I might be a little exhausted with school right now. I'm hitting like a wall of intellectual input at the moment. And I said to my friend this week, because I started my day, I'm like, and I have to write a sermon today. And then I remembered a talk I gave, and I was like, wait, I get to write a sermon today, right? That's being appreciative. Even when you feel like you have writer's block, you're like, I don't know. But then I find this video, and immediately it unfolded because I let myself play for a second on Instagram instead of being so intellectually trying to figure it out, right? So this is where I'm going to bring in the Ho'oponopono prayer that I promised Nick that I would bring up this week because he asked me what it was during our talk last week, because we're talking about when we feel oppressed against, when things are pushing in too much on us, what are some of the things we do to get out of that sense where we're pushing back on things that are no longer serving us, and what we're doing is actually building a bigger wall, because we're resisting the change that's happening. How do we let go of the resistance? And you, who's the head of our ushers, yelled out, Ho'oponopono. And Nick was sitting right here, and he goes, what's Ho'oponopono? I said, I can't quite pull that out right this second, but I'll share it next week. So here we go, okay? So Ho'oponopono prayer is a practice rooted in responsibility and compassion. Not responsibility as blame, but responsibility as awareness. It asks us to gently clear whatever inside us blocks connection, joy, or peace. So the prayer goes like this: I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So you can do it where you're working on forgiveness with another person, or we can do it where we take it inside. So this would be when we're looking at how we're approaching the world. Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry for the places I forgot we belong to one another. Please forgive me for the ways fear or independence blocked connection. Thank you for the relationships that carry me when I cannot see. I love you because love is the bond that holds the whole together. And now I'm going to just have you close your eyes, and we're going to do a Ho'oponopono towards oneself and our higher consciousness. This is the sacred Ho'oponopono for remembering the divine within. I am sorry for the moments I forgot my true nature, for the times I turned away from the divine life expressing as me, seeking power, approval, or safety outside the presence that has always lived within me. Please forgive me for doubting the wisdom of spirit moving through my mind and heart, for neglecting the holy authority entrusted in me, and for separating myself even unconsciously from the source that has never withdrawn its love. Thank you for the indwelling presence that never abandoned me, for the Christ light that has remained lit within me, and for the eternal power that continues to call me back into remembrance, wholeness, and truth, and unity of spirit. I love you for your infinite patience, for the sacred strength within me, and for the divine life I now choose to honor, trust, and allow to fully express in thought, word, and action. And so it is. So I want to leave you with an idea and maybe some sort of a little bit of a challenge this week to try to start finding all the places that you can be a mirror to others of wholeness in the face of some of the things that are lacking in you, right? And also being open to allowing others in to our experience, even if it feels too vulnerable. I mean, obviously, visit your discernment in your gut. We know when we can trust and when we cannot. To be willing to be co-creators in this world and recognize everything that crosses our path, every human, every moment, is a divine unfoldment. And when we look through a lens, like everything is working out for us versus the opposite, and we keep asserting ourselves, everything is always working out for me. Oh, thank you, God. Everything is always working out for me. Thank you, God. And helping things work out for others at the same time, then we're living within this indwelling spirit that is God in action through us and as us. Thank you. We'll take an offering for unity now.
We have been blessed to receive some insight. Now all we have to do is apply it to our lives and watch how it actually works. And I want to always remember our, tithers that are recurring tithers, who they allow us a certain amount from their credit card every month. That tells us how much we have to work with in order to deal with all the expenses that we have in the Unity community. So we thanks to our recurring tithers, and thanks to all of you who are tithing, and those of you that are watching this on the screen, you might think about maybe today sending us a check to support the Unity work here in Boulder. And of course, if you go to our website, unityofboulder.com, you can just go right to the website. There's a promotion code there, and you can tithe to Unity. Everyone here can bring into their hands that gift they'd like to make today. And let's bless that gift with this offering prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. And we have Raven Wolf to share their music with us once again.
This song goes out to Renee Good and Alex Preddy and their families up in Minnesota. Please keep them in your hearts. Something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there. Tell me I've got to beware. First time we stop here, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. That line's being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind us. Stop me, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Unity Band.
So much fun. Thank you. They say a church that doesn't dance together doesn't stay together. So we got to dance together sometimes. Pray together, sing together, all of the above. So we have prayer partners available to you at the end of the service. These wonderful people over here with the white scarves on. You can stay seated in your seat, and they'll come and find you and take you to our beautiful meditation room and pray with you downstairs. We also have the circle of 8 healing circles that takes place right here. That's going to be led by Steve Sheets, who's the head of our prayer team. And that's just a holding of space and just sending energy to one person at a time to bring healing and helping somebody come back to their homeostasis and balance. And then we have a discussion group at the back of the room back here. We might want to move that. I'll let you know if I find a place for us besides there, because I don't want it to be loud in here because of the prayer circles. So, all right, let's all rise and close with "Let There Be Peace on Earth." The open source group for 18 years old to 25 years old meets in the conference room in the bookstore, and that starts at 12:30. And that's led by Tyler, my son, who was standing here singing at the beginning of the service. So you're all welcome if you're in that age group.
18 to what?
18 to 25-year-olds, and invite any people of that age group, young adults that would like to join something like that, and check it out. It's a really great, great group. Okay, go for refreshments, and I'll see you in our discussion group, healing circle, or being prayed for.